Hey people, Inquisitor 3v3 Faction War. This is SDL Province and the Imperial Guard versus Space Marines. Someone's been naughty. For the blue Imperial Guard team, we've got Volhrim as a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support facts. In melee combat begins with a Refractor Shield. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC. Unfortunately, since Volhrim is in the player 1 slot, we're going to see this, rather we're going to hear this rebreather sound throughout the game. Alongside Shoulder Mount with an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful controlled abilities, begins in melee combat, but can get specialized ranged weapons. What's going on with her face? That is really heavy shadow. I suppose so. The Mordian Iron Guard here. And rounding off the team is Katla with a Lord General. Fights in ranged combat begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers. Can add to these guys, giving him more abilities, very strong defense and support. And the Armageddon Steel Legion. Red Space Marines. Rostam is an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. You have the Dark Angels DLC with the robes and all that. Lord Commissar executes those guys to make them shoot harder and then goes to try and tie them up. I think they're going to the garrison here alongside two Force Commanders. First up, the fellow with the ellipses, some Blood Ravens, and we got Bebop with the Ultramarines DLC. These guys fighting melee combat with very strong support and disruption. Chasing down these fellows with the bolt pistol. Should get a decent amount of kills with this popping off. Are you going to shoot? Maybe. They always seem a little bit inconsistent about when they'll use their sidearm. Didn't use it once there. West side, meanwhile. Some guardsmen forced off in melee. They had the flamers up. These guys are going to run to the garrison. Lord Commissar being dealt with, I think. Apothecary can heal himself. There it is. And had some support from scouts as well. 2-to-1 cap here very early on for the Imperial Guard. There's a Sentinel. All three have one. Double scouts for Bebop. Double tactical marines for ellipses. And Rostam most likely going straight into Devastators or an assault squad. How many gens did they get up? None yet. Typically a clue. Oh, they got the Lord Commissar as he ran away there. Well done, fellas. Did you just get your stomp? You did. Apothecary heals himself again. Tactical Marines can pop their Kraken bolts to do extra damage to a Sentinel. Good dodge there. Might be on cooldown though. Sentinels have heavy infantry armor, so Kraken bolts gives you that damage bonus. Meanwhile, in the mid, you've got sergeants popping up for these guardsmen. Force Commander runs away. Looks like both powers safe-ish. Katla's on here though with a medical sergeant. And is that a node being built? It is. West side, Apothecary tries to get the cat. Oh, tacks are going after the Sentinel, are they? It's very low. Was Kraken bolts just used? I think it was. They're going into melee with these fellas. Yep, Kraken bolts active. Sentinel. Oh, he dodges the stomp. They need to repair right now. There it is. They got the repair. And I don't think they can out-damage the repair without the Kraken bolts. I'm going to start dropping models. All two models dropped. That was some clutch play there. To first dodge the Sentinel and then to get the repair in just in time. Also the Sentinel hiding behind the shot blocker was fun. Is this guy going to die? Apothecary can heal. Oh, gets the heal just in time. Some clutch tight plays on the west side. Apothecary runs off, getting 2v1. Here comes Ellipsis. The Blood Ravens. Is this an ill-advised push? The Sentinels are low. I think it's worth going for them. Kraken bolts pops. They're going to get that one definitely. Now they can try and focus the Inquisitor maybe. Shotgun blast goes in. This guy's getting repaired. They're going to get the Inquisitor out of there. It's a really good play from the Blood Ravens. Held the line for Rostam to come back in. Killed the Sentinel. Got rid of the Inquisitor. Can they get the other one? The stomp did go in. These guys are going to have to flee as well. Yeah. Well played. The fellow with the dots. Still ripping through some guards. And in fact, nothing has been forced off here. Stayed in play against two people and got a kill. These guys are putting down an improvised explosive, but they will be spotted by the scout sergeant. Force Commander's going to get hit by it though. Boom. And the all reliable dodged. Shoulder Mount recovers with double catechins. Volhrim also getting some catechins. Did Bebop get snipers? They did. Very helpful for bursting down a Sentinel. But once you get that tier 2 and you see the Chimera and Guardsman machines start to dominate, it can lose efficiency somewhat, picking off guardsmen here and there. Not the most efficient use of your time. Sentinel needs repairs and gets them. Scouts are still in play, but these guys being tied up in melee combat by the Lord General. gets rid of them. Here comes the medical sergeant again. He must have gone down. I think they had him before too. Force commander fell over it. Going to be hard to get a revive. Apothecary now with the customized storm bolter and purification rites. I think Shoulder Mount will be thinking about tier 2 now. Maybe get some more guardsmen up, for there's some more bodies around. Maybe. What are these fellas up to? This is dangerous. Going for the Sentinel, but they've got into some Catachan power melee and dropped a model. Little mistake there from Rostam. And they can add up. Now the Apothecary is going to get dealt with, I think. His Hammer of the Witches into some Catachan's power melee. Where's the other squad of them? Oh, they were chasing off those fellas. Now a little power bash maybe. Finish off the node, guys. It's right there. It's pretty low. It does cost slightly more, and it takes more time to replace a node as well. It's 125. The generators are 100 rec. 453 to 451 on the VPs. We see Bebop has broken out. Got an assault squad now. Triple Catachans for Shoulder Mount. I wonder if that's a mistake. If he can handle all of their abilities, it can be super effective. All that disruption chained together maybe, but come late game, where the Space Marines tend to have a massive gun line, we'll see if that holds up. Assuming these guys survive to late game. There's an improvised explosive. Again, will be spotted by the Scout Sergeant. Need to try and get rid of those guys. There's the all-reliable grenade barrage. But Devastators are in play. Another one. That's what the Catachans can do. Encounter melee with a shotgun blast. Also drop a smoke grenade as well for support. Scouts got roasted. Barely getting away. Assault squad jumping in. It's a good stomp though. Needs to be careful, this Sentinel. He's got Devastators in play. He's got loads of tactical Marines. Like 9 Marines there, isn't there? Yeah. 9 Marines backing up a Force Commander and an Apothecary, all pushing alongside Assault Squad. Hard to stop that in tier 1. Without a very coordinated response of stomps and catachans and stuff. What is this? Kicking off in the mid. Scouts getting shots on Guardsmen. Again, not super efficient. And here we see the Chimera. Gonna need to respond. Can respond heavily, of course. Force Commander can get a Power Fist. These guys can get a Melter Bomb. And these fellas can get the newly reduced in cost missile launcher too. 1-to-1 cap here, 453 to 409. Kicking off over here, is it? The army of Catachans heat a shotgun blast. No grenade though, those guys didn't have energy to do both. Force Commander tries to tie him up. Needs to be careful, he can get surrounded and power melee to death if his battle cry is not available. Chimera's here for support though. They can all reinforce off this thing. Can they get this Force Commander down? I don't think so. Catachan's on the roam. Shotgun blast. Grenade misses from the Scouts. 443 to 409. Decent special, getting 3 Guardsmen down. But he is persuaded to leave. Getting a Sacred Standard in tier 2 is Mr. Ellipses with the dots and all that. Uncapped west side, turning blue. Sentinel gets a decap on the rec point too, and a power bash with flamers. 2 of them in fact. Heavy on the flamers is Volhrim. They want to shut down the power economy of the Space Marines. Devastator is trying to set up, got messed up by the Catachans. They've been used quite well so far. What is this? A drop put of Marines for Rostam. Yeah, might be looking to turn them into Stern Guard. 443 to 406. They broke out quite quickly there. Imperial Guard can struggle to maintain that kind of pressure when they've only got infantry. I think they want to spend as little time as possible in tier 2, start getting the Lehman Russes rolling. Here come Ogrins for Volhrim. Katla, look at this. Has a turret up, Melter Bomb and Las Cannon. I see shots there, and a missile launcher, enough to take down the Chimera. Spent a lot countering it, but certainly got the job done. And Las Cannon, I'm sure, will be useful going forward against Lehman Russes and stuff. Katla now down to just double Guardsmen. Are they going to look for a tier 3 now? Maybe. I just saw something purchased. Oh, it's this. Stabilizers on the way for the Lord General. Meanwhile, power bash from the Space Marines. They're hitting back here. There's that Sacred Standard for the constant 25% damage buff. And armor of the Apothecary up for the Apothecary. That can be awesome late game when you've got massive amounts of Marines and Terminators and stuff around you. Judgment from the Inquisitor is up. Down goes the Force Commander. Judgment is up on these guys, as you can see. She'll have to judge them soon if they stay in range. 300 damage. Doesn't it do a little bit of AoE as well? At the center of the blast, there it is. I think it has an AoE profile to it. 431 to 376 on the VPs. Plasma gun here will help against the heroes and the Ogrins, but you might need to run away. Big sweep through the mid. Katla has been on this power quite a lot, but hasn't got on that VP very often. These guys get a medical sergeant heal, fight harder, buffing their fire rates. Also stabilizes, of course. You see the green hexagons. Assault squad in amongst them, though. They do have a lot of support. Triple Catachans in retreat path, you know. Are these guys going to get away safely? What's going on over here? 406 to 376. Assault squad level as they flee. Ogrins dropping 2 models, but still have their bonehead. Very good grenade by Rostam. They didn't kill a model, though, but did get them out of there. Got Devastators with Heavy Bolter and las cannon, but there's a Catachan smoke shell, and that gives you immunity to suppression, also a damage resistance to ranged fire. So, did the assault squad get away for Bebop? They did. They did. Now a power bash though. Triple Catachans and a Melter Lord General. Pretty good at power bash, and you know what? If the Lord General gets his melter guns and gets a full retinue, he can power bash incredibly quickly, like faster than a Bile Spear. I mean, it's really expensive to do, obviously. He becomes a really good power basher. Missile trying to get shots in. These guys could get surrounded a little bit. Oh no, they won't. Las Cannon Devastator's got themselves in a bad place. That's a Hell Fury strike dropped in from shoulder mounts. Tier 3 for ellipses. Shoulder mount is almost ready to go-ish. There's that fight harder again. Look at this perseverance in the field from the Lord General. Just dumping las gun fire into stuff. Oh no, are they going to wipe these fellas? Need to run away, shoulder mount. There we go. Those guys had plasma guns, didn't want to lose them. 384 to 353. Slight VP lead from Imperial Guard, lots of pressure. They decapped this, but you know what? Didn't get the VP again. No attempt to go for the VP. And, I mean, they're doing damage, but are they wiping squads out? In fact, have the red team lost a squad yet? I'm not sure. I mean, power bashing Space Marines over and over again obviously has an effect, but you also really need to kill stuff to make them reinforce and rebuy things. Ogren's charging on through. Plasma guns will take him out here, maybe. Oh, there's a shotgun blast as well. Devastators as well. Force Commander can battle cry stuff. Here's the Librarian. His Force Sword is a power melee weapon. Misses his special attack there, though. Ogrins continue the charge. Soaking up so much damage here in the face of Devastators. Down to 500 hit points. Still got 4 models. And they're still falling. Down to 400-ish. Good stomp by the Sentinel. Wow, down to 360-ish hit points. Still on 4 models. They need to run away. They might lose those models very, very quickly. Here comes a Thunderhammer Force Commander. There's the retreat. Looks like they're all going to get away, you know. Oh, then goes a Sentinel. Doesn't get away. Scouts came in and assassinated it. Grenade misses, though. 384 to 300 on the VPs. Plasma guns going in again. Force Commander going for Artificer. Probably get the teleporter as well, you would think. Where's this Force Commander? Is over there. That's the Inquisitor, isn't it? Yep. Lord Commissar's also down. Bebop with a whirlwind now. So they did lose the las cannon, as we saw. And now Katla's, I assume, dropped in a Lehman Russ. And managed to keep the pressure up, you know, with just double guardsmen. This Lord General is really putting his weight with all the retinue members and the fight harder and the stabilizers. Being knocked over though. This is the shield given into him by the Commissar retinue member there. You see him there. He's pretty decent little combatant, that guy as well. And the Whirlwind help push. Can't take on a Leman Russ 1v1 obviously, but there's a lot of anti-vehicle stuff over there, so Katla trying to be careful. Now got a 2v1 against them, needs to back away. Space Marine's also taking the west side thanks to Rostam. Here's the Librarian. And those guys, oh wow, barely got into the garrison. Dropping another model. Stormtroopers, I think they're going to be okay. Have their assault kit, more weapon range and weapon cooldown to 0. They still need to reload. Cooldown is only one of the things that goes into the firing mechanics of a weapon in this game. Very complex. Here's some Terminators, and it's not assault Terminators from Ellipsis. I guess maybe they want that Cyclone missile launcher, which is awesome. Got Solar Thunderhammers, damn it. Ogrins have found them, going after them with that heavy melee damage. Yeah, we're doing full to their super heavy infantry armor. 373 to 259, 1-to-1 cap here. Space Marines held the ground. They're going to get that VP, I think. Force Commanders tying up some Catachans. Leman Russ coming in from what is actually quite an awkward angle. You should try and avoid bringing your tanks into a fight from an angle like this, because it opens them up to flanks, as you can see. And it's harder to back away as well. Always try to have the back of your vehicle to your base, if possible. A tank, certainly. Executioner is up. More of an anti-infantry turret. But still pretty effective against vehicles. Need to be a little bit closer. But look how effective it is against Marines. The Stern Guard somehow, much like the Ogrins earlier, getting away with no model losses. There's the advanced healing from the Apothecary. Was that Patrican grenade launchers that it is? That constant knockback. Got to hit stuff first though. Here comes the Force Commander. Puts up the Iron Halo, so we don't see the teleporter. The Las Cannon's going to get a shot here, I think. Yes, it does. Whirlwind is also there, and of course Whirlwinds help you disrupt Guardsmen that are trying to repair and stuff. Guardsmen are happy to go in on this fight. Look how many Marines are there. Scout Snipers need to target the heroes, I think. That's where they're going to get a lot of value. Also the Ogrins they can target. Do some meaningful damage. This is a lot of stuff. And they do have their Cyclone missile launcher. What is this? It's Catachans trying to cap. Librarian's there. Did he throw out his smite? Might have thrown it on something else. He doesn't really want to fight them in melee there. Leman Russ is now fully repaired for Katla. But look at these Space Marine rosters, you know. I feel like they took a little bit long teching up the Imperial Guard. For all the power harassment they got on the east side, didn't really get a huge advantage out of it. Because they lost stuff and had to reinforce it and rebuy things. Triple Catachans, how you doing, fellas? All level 2. Try and pay attention to what they do. They kind of blend in with the other Mordian Iron Guard fellas because all that solid blue. Catachans just sleeveless with bandanas. Scouts are prepared to leave the fight. Whirlwind using the shock blocker. Can bypass it, of course, with its missiles. There's a melt-up. Not sure they can finish it off, though. Of course, one doesn't have a power fist or anything. There's a lot of bolter fire here. I think a Hell Fury strike was dropped on them, but they just didn't care. 351 to 259. Space Marine is starting to look kind of strong, I think. West side, though, still a whole bunch of Guardsman stuff. Whole bunch of it. Not sure if this is a good place for you to be, Assault Squad. Just got hit by that Castrican grenade launcher. Then they jump in. They do have Apothecary support. But how long is that going to last? They're getting shredded. Every gun in the galaxy turned on them there. But here's a flank from the Blood Ravens. Also, Bebop is here with the Whirlwind. Just unable to maintain their pressure, aren't they? It's tough for them to do when they don't have their vehicles. Maybe they're pushing a bit too hard here. to try and stabilize on a gun line. Make the Space Marines crash against them. I think the Inquisitor's down. Yep. Thunderhammer smacks her in the back. It's a 1-to-1. Haven't really seen a lot of action on the opposing VPs kind of thing. You'd expect maybe scouts to try and sneak up to it. And Katla, I'll do some power bashing. See how quick it is. Because that's a full retinue, isn't it? Oh, it was. They took out that first generator really fast. But they get disrupted and run away. 3-4-6 to 2-3-7, 2-1 cap for the red Space Marine team. Manticore on the way for Volhrim. Really could have got a Leman Russ. I'll say it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I've said it many times. Manticores, I feel like, really pay for themselves these days. 75 power for this thing. And you got to pay, is it another 25 for the upgraded rockets? I mean, there's certainly big blobs of stuff for them to do work against. We'll see how they do. Leman Russ could be in trouble. There's full auto on some Ogrins. Stern Guard not using their vengeance rounds to go after the Leman Russ, using Hellfire to shoot up all this infantry. Oh, Las Cannon now getting shots, you know. Ogrins going in on the Terminators. And now on the Las Cannon over there, but the Leman Russ is dealt with. That was shoulder mounts, yeah. Ogrin is still charging on through. What is that? It's some Terminators. Is what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure if they've lost anything. Oh, Bebop lost the Devastators. Have the Space Marines lost anything else? Those Guardsmen died. It's another costly fight for the Imperial Guard. And I think it's because they were a bit slow to get their tanks rolling. They've got 2 Leman Russes now on Katla, bashing power, which is good and stuff, but also get a little decap over here, I say. The Lord General could be decapping. But the Lord General could bash this so fast himself right now. Doesn't quite have the full retinue. Missing the medical sergeant at the moment. Keeping Bebop at bay. But here comes Ellipsis to help out. There's some really good supportive pushes, the Blood Ravens. Look at the damage there on that blob of Marines. That's what the Executioner can do. The other one with a Vanquisher, much more anti-large target. Really good fire rate and good range. Still, the Inquisitor and the Lord Commissar are down. Another Leman Russ for Katla. Oh no, Land Raider Redeemer on the way for the Blood Ravens there. That could be an early nail in the coffin. Look how much stuff there is. All going to be supported by a Land Raider soon. And they don't really have a great nuke against Land Raiders. The Imperial Guard nuke does a lot of damage, but it spreads it over a large area. They do have the Manticore though, and of course, soon to be 3 Leman Russes. We'll see if they can get close to the Land Raider when it comes out. Smite gets thrown in, 248 to 237. Now is the time to back up and try and maintain a line. He pushed up, he forced them off, now back away. They're still pushing. And here comes the flank again. They're kind of pushing themselves into these flanks. Did you get knocked over by there? Was that a... oh, it was a Kashyyykin grenade launcher. Here we go, they backed off. Can they maintain a line? It's going to be tough though. Because here comes all 3 players basically against Volhrim. Katla. For some... why are they pushing up the east side with 3 Leman Russes? There's no power here. Still no action on the VP. Very odd. There's nothing here to shoot, guys. West side, meanwhile, there's a Manticore strike. That was alright. Killed a scout, heavily damaged those Marines, but there's a Land Raider. And all these guys can now reinforce off it and retreat to it, not to mention the powerful close-range weaponry it has. And the slight healing aura too. Lord Commissar does have the power sword. Getting knocked around though, something just wipes out some guardsmen, I think, with plasma guns. from Volhrim. Yeah. Leman Russes are on their way, I think. Maybe. Hanging out in the mid, maybe waiting for the allies to come back into play. Shoulder mount has tried to judge something. Oh, these assault marines. Throw some damage on his tack, try and get a model. Again, the tanks, I think, coming in from the wrong direction here. And again, nothing on the VP. It's been open so often. That was a rear armor hit, las cannon shot. It's a bad angle of approach here, I think, from Katla. Hell Fury strike. Big fight here. Melter bomb goes in on that. Leman Russ, down it goes. Cyclone missile barrage. Can they hold the line here, the Imperial Guard? So much stuff to fight against. Another Cyclone missile barrage. They're going to get 2 of the Leman Russes, I think they did. That's a Power Fist Force Commander now from the Blood Ravens. 1 of the Leman Russes gets away. I think it was attacked from the wrong angle there. That Melter Bomb could one-shot the Manticore because it's on rear armor. Yeah, almost did. Down it goes. 211 to 196 on the VPs. Space Marine's looking insanely strong. That might have broken the Imperial Guard there. Down goes the Lord General. What is this? What was that? I don't know what that was. Was that these other Terminators coming in? No, it couldn't have been. Looked like a drop pod was meant to come in, but it didn't arrive, which was strange. I know there have been bugs in the past where the drop pod just doesn't come. 2 Leman Russes again for Katla. Kasrikin getting some good damage on those fellas, although grenade launcher's not super effective against Terminators. Need that plasma. Spaceman's looking insanely strong. Got a level 8 Apothecary now. That gives him tons of energy to power the armor of the Apothecary and advanced healing, and makes his heal itself super powerful. Still triple catechins for shoulder mount. Go on, fellas. There's that disruption. Unfortunately, grenade launchers don't knock over Terminators. Scout still in play as well. Need to focus the heroes, as I said, I think. Getting melted by the shotguns. But how did catechins push against a Land Raider? Pretty tough. Cyclone missile barrage again. Actually killed quite a lot of stuff there. Shoulder mount lost one of the catechins. 157, 196. Here come more Leman Russes. Again, they're coming in from a slightly awkward angle. At least they're further back this time. But they need support. Yeah, I don't think you should go in alone, fellas. Some Deathwing Terminators now for Rostam. Going for another Cyclone missile launcher. What is the cooldown on that thing? It seems quite short, actually. Oh, they've cancelled it. Going for an assault cannon now. Almost level 9 this Apothecary Librarian, now level 3 with a 4 staff. So even if they do approach the Land Raider with a bunch of infantry and stuff, you can just throw out that force barrier, which I think also blocks shots, doesn't it? I think it does. Does it block tank shots, or only small arms fire or something? 129 to 196. This could be wrong as well. It has happened. Can they get a revive here? Need to try and push through the mid guys to try and split the Space Marines, make them make a mistake. Maybe hit them with a nice nuke. What level is this fella? Level 5. Not sure what their plan is. Do their best, I suppose. They're going to have 4 Leman Russes. If they can throw a nuke in, that might be enough to go after the Land Raider. What is this? Katla again on the east side with the tanks. There's a creeping barrage. Melter. Oh, and a flesh over steel. Down goes one of the Leman Russes. I think this one's going to be okay though. I think. He can't flesh over steel again. Just get a few hits in. Picking off on the west side. Another Melter on this Leman Russ here. Oh, they're going to kill some of the submarines. There we go. They did that. Going to be back up to 4 Leman Russes again. Katla has an endless supply of them apparently. Starting to get a little bit of damage onto the Land Raider. There's no las cannons. It's All they have is the Leman Russes basically to go after them, because the Catechans and their melter guns are going to struggle to get close enough. 94 to 196. They did somehow decap the west side. Stern Guard using their Vengeance rounds up to level 3. Are they all down? Oh no, the Lord Commissar's up. He's got his Emperor's Wrath as well. Super fun to see. It's pretty expensive though, isn't it? It's like 50 power, I think. Maybe even more. Wait, says the Blood Ravens. They're super blobbed up here. What are they up to? Time to go through the mid, guys. I don't think... I could be wrong. I don't think they've attempted to decap that VP once. And the same for the other team. Red team now just sitting back. And why not? Try and push this. They need nukes. Do they have nukes? I think they do. Volhrim and shoulder mount are very close. 3 times bot for one last fun push to shoulder mount. Quite right, buddy. Have one last push for the Emperor or something. Although I'm sure the Space Marines are screaming the same thing. 65 to 196. Here we go. One last push. The tanks lining up perfectly there for a Cyclone missile launcher. There's going to be another one as well. And an orbital. Oh boy. But there's a rocket run. Oh, it's a pretty good rocket run too. That was very good. They could have used that 10 minutes ago. Absolute mayhem. There's a little force barrier in the background there. Ogrins are getting shredded. Down they go. Another rocket run. And yet more Leman Russes. Land Raider, after all that, barely taking a scratch. They're trying to get the Whirlwind, I think. Just kill something. What an awesome ending. Down to 31 VPs, but they gave it a good old go there. Katla now has nothing. Those T Lumen Russes going down over there. Another what is the cooldown on this Cyclone missile launcher shot? Seems pretty low. That guy went down. They're just going to fight to the end here, or are they going to concede? I want to see one of these Emperor's Wraths. I'm sure I've missed one going off. Oh, heavy turret dropped in. Oh, there we go. Emperor's Wrath. Boom! Look how much damage it did to Rostam's Terminators there. Bloody hell. Another Cyclone missile launcher barrage. And there's the game. The blue team concede at the end. Started off strongly, but they lost some stuff here and there. Had to reinforce, had to remake. The triple Catechans, really fun. But I'm not sure how efficient it was at dealing with a massive line of bolters and stuff. Level 6 Lord General, level 3 Inquisitor, level 3 Lord Commissar, level 9 Apothecary at the end. Very solid on the west side was Rostam. Really good support from this mid Force Commander too. Bebop was pinned back for a while, but came back strong. The Assault Squad did a lot of work, got level 4 and a level 5 Force Commander there. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks to the players for taking part in the faction war, and I'll see you next time.